the great debate, should Paul Henderson be in the Hockey Hall of Fame because of that historic goal? I know we're on both sides of the fence on this, but please give me your argument why Paul Henderson deserves to be in the Hockey Hall of Fame.
Shawn, it's the Hockey Hall of Fame. Is there anybody in Canada as a hockey player that is more famous than Paul Henderson? No. Paul Henderson, if he had never done anything else in his life except score the game-winning goal in Game 6, Game 7, and Game 8, he should be in the Hockey Hall of Fame for that. But you look at his numbers over his NHL career, and they are comparable to a whole bunch of people that are in the Hockey Hall of Fame. Yeah, he was never flashy. He was never the greatest, goal scorer. But Dick Duff is in the Hall of Fame, and Dick Duff's numbers are comparable to Paul Henderson's. And I'm sorry, I don't mean to pick on Dick Duff. I don't mean to pick on anybody that's in the Hall of Fame. But Paul Henderson's numbers over his career stand up with a whole bunch of different guys that are in the Hall of Fame. Put him in the Hall of Fame. He deserves it.
I will never take away the accomplishment of Paul Henderson, but that's what it was. It was an accomplishment of greatness over 3 games. Yes, it was the biggest series in Canadian history, but the team itself has been enshrined into the Hockey Hall of Fame. Paul Henderson was on that team. The Hockey Hall of Fame is for greatness. It was a great moment, but over a career, I don't believe Paul Henderson qualifies. There's always 2 sides to the fence, and it's a very polarizing sports radio topic anytime it is brought up regarding Paul Henderson. You brought up Dick Duff, and you're right. A lot of people seem to be compared to Dick Duff. Dick Duff won multiple Stanley Cup championships when he played. That means something. I think that resonates more with the people inducting players into the Hall of Fame than international awards. Now, you're going to make the argument, well, yeah, but some of the Russians from 72 are now in the Hockey Hall of Fame or from other teams. The Hall of Fame's expanded its reach because a lot of the members now on the board played international hockey. It's moved to that era and that group of people. And not all of them are players. There's also journalists. It's a whole wide-ranging group that select members to the Hockey Hall of Fame. I think the notoriety that Paul Henderson has had over the past almost 50 years since that magical moment in Moscow on September 28th, 1972, far outweigh the Hockey Hall of Fame induction. Of course he would love to be inducted. If he was, would I say, what a travesty? No, I would not say that. There are other players on that team, Howie, you could argue that were better than Paul Henderson that should be in the Hall of Fame ahead of Paul Henderson. But because they didn't score that magical goal, they're not really considered in the same caliber, same breath. It's a great argument as a sports radio producer. It's a great topic on a slow day. In the end, I don't think Paul Henderson individually deserves to be in the Hockey Hall of Fame. He's already there as a member of 72. I think that's enough.